Today, we will share about the Buddha's wife, a love that inspires. Gautam Buddha motivational story. Let's start. Once upon a time, in a small village nestled among the rolling hills of ancient India, there lived a young man named Siddhartha. He was the son of a wealthy king, and he had everything one could ever desire: riches, power, and a life filled with luxuries. However, despite all this, Siddhartha felt a deep sense of emptiness in his heart. One day, he decided to leave his palace and seek the true meaning of life. He ventured out into the world, leaving behind his royal identity and embarking on a spiritual journey. This decision was not an easy one, as it meant leaving behind his beloved wife, Yashodhara, and their infant son, Rahula. Siddhartha's departure left Yashodhara devastated, as she had never imagined life without her husband and was left to raise their child alone. Years passed, and Siddhartha became known as Gautam Buddha, the Enlightened One. He had discovered the path to inner peace, enlightenment, and liberation from the cycle of suffering. News of his wisdom and teaching spread far and wide, drawing people from all walks of life to listen to his words of wisdom. Meanwhile, Yashodhara remained in the palace, raising their son Rahula. She had a profound love for Siddhartha, and she had never remarried. Yashodhara's love for her husband was unwavering, and her dedication to their son was equally strong. She knew that she had a vital role to play in shaping the future of their child. As the years went by, Rahula grew into a bright and curious young boy. Yashodhara, while not having the luxury of Buddha's spiritual wisdom, was a loving and compassionate mother. She recognized that her son needed guidance and teachings just as much as anyone else. Her love for her son and her unwavering belief in her husband's teachings inspired her to nurture and educate Rahula in the spirit of Buddha's wisdom. Yashodhara would often tell her son stories about his father's quest for enlightenment, emphasizing the importance of compassion, empathy, and self-discovery. She would sit with Rahula under the Bodhi tree, where Siddhartha had attained enlightenment, and explain the significance of this sacred place. She would teach him to meditate and reflect on his own life, encouraging him to seek his own path to truth and understanding. Rahula grew up under the loving and wise guidance of his mother. He imbibed the values of kindness and humility and developed a strong sense of compassion for all living beings. Yashodhara's teachings, rooted in the wisdom of Buddha, shaped her son into a compassionate and thoughtful young man. One day, word reached Yashodhara that Buddha was returning to their village after many years. She was overjoyed but also anxious about the reunion. She wondered if she had lived up to the teachings of Buddha and had successfully instilled those values in Rahula. When Buddha arrived at the village, he was greeted with great enthusiasm by the people. He gave a sermon at a gathering, and many came to seek his blessings and guidance. Yashodhara, with Rahula by her side, approached her husband. They exchanged a warm, yet somewhat nervous, greeting. Buddha, seeing Yashodhara and Rahula, smiled warmly and embraced them. He felt immense pride in his wife's unwavering love and her commitment to their son's well-being. As he looked at Rahula, he saw a young man who had grown to embody the teachings of compassion, wisdom, and love. Yashodhara had truly succeeded in passing on Buddha's wisdom to their son. In his sermon, Buddha spoke about the importance of love and compassion in one's journey towards enlightenment. He emphasized that love was not just a romantic or familial attachment but a profound, selfless connection that could lead to spiritual growth. Buddha turned to Yashodhara and said, a woman who truly loves you will nurture your soul and the souls of your children. Yashodhara, you have not only been a loving wife but a guiding light for Rahula. Your unwavering love and wisdom have sown the seeds of compassion and understanding in our son's heart. He continued, the true measure of a woman's love is not just her love for her spouse but her love for humanity, her commitment to nurturing the next generation with wisdom, and her ability to inspire them to seek truth and enlightenment. Buddha's words resonated with the crowd, and they understood that love, in its truest form, was about nurturing the spiritual well-being of others. Yashodhara's love for Siddhartha and Rahula had not been in vain, it had become a source of enlightenment and inspiration for all who witnessed it. In the end, Siddhartha, Yashodhara, and Rahula stood together under the Bodhi tree, symbolizing a family united not just by blood but by a deep, spiritual connection. Yashodhara's love had transcended the boundaries of a conventional family, becoming a beacon of hope and wisdom for all. The story of Yashodhara and Rahula serves as a powerful reminder that true love goes beyond mere attachment, it is a force that nurtures the spirit, fosters growth, and leads to enlightenment. A woman who truly loves will not only support her partner but will also inspire and guide the next generation on their journey to a more compassionate and enlightened world.